Wake up to Channel 2 News today, weekday mornings at 6:30.
Tonight's news is brought to you by InFincom, guaranteeing service response time anywhere throughout northern Arizona.
This is Channel 2 News at 6.
Good evening and thanks for joining us.
A couple of major issues on tourism facing the Flagstaff City Council in the next few weeks. One big issue, how much the city is going to spend to promote tourism. Flagstaff has spent about $7 million promoting itself since 1988 rather, when the 2% hospitality tax went into effect. Questions have been raised lately as to whether the city is getting its money's worth. At least one city council person is convinced the expense is necessary. Rick Lopez points to the proposed 650-acre tourist development at Grand Canyon and says Flagstaff needs to be competitive.
We have got to be competitive. We've got to find a way of not only competing, but of being able to face that kind of competition head on. And we've got to do it, and the only way we can do it is through successful marketing and through the successful efforts of a CVB office.
Canyon Forest Village, that's the proposed development Lopez is talking about, is a proposed self-contained tourist village with more than 4,000 lodging units. While they're considering the budget for the Flagstaff Convention and Visitors Bureau, council members also are looking at a new head for that agency. 130 people have applied for the job since it became vacant. The field has been narrowed to 3 finalists. They are Ralph McCullum, Tourism Director for Mammoth Lakes, Marilee Fowler, Tourism...
Juveniles. This morning, the County Board of Supervisors approved a state grant which would educate young people and store owners on the illegality of selling cigarettes to minors. Assistant City Manager Steve Peru described the purpose of the program.
Of education, as well as working with merchants and to some extent visiting merchants to advise them regarding the laws that restrict the sale of tobacco products to minors and other types of educational things that might be included.
Education is the main purpose of the grant, but Steve Peru says there will also be spot checks by law enforcement officials to see if stores are selling cigarettes to minors. Coconino County Sheriff's officials are investigating a death at Grand Canyon. The body of a Pennsylvania man was found 500 feet below Hopi Point yesterday. A search was launched after the man's car was found abandoned in an overlooked parking lot. Authorities suspect the death may have been a suicide.
Another Democrat has thrown a hat in the ring for Senator Dennis DeConcini's Senate seat. Cindy Resnick of Tucson is the 6th Democrat to get into the race. Currently the Senate Minority Leader for Arizona in the Senate, the state Senate. Resnick says she will run a grassroots campaign, relying heavily on small donors and volunteers. Well, it's been a year of change at Northern Arizona University. Many of the school's top administrative officials have left or are planning on leaving.
One such person is the university's Vice President of Academic Affairs.
About how many students attended? A little over 3,000.
Patsy Reed is headed to the University of North Carolina at Asheville. She'll be the university's first woman chancellor.
Well, it's a logical time for me to seek a position, a leadership position. I've been at NAU for 15 years. They've been 15 good years.
Reed came to NAU in 1979.
At that time, I was the chair of a department. The school, if I'm not mistaken, was around 11,000 students, close to 19,000 now. Physical facilities were not nearly as well developed.
Reed has served in a variety of roles during her 15 years at NAU. Most recently, she led the school as interim president.
As an administrator, I tried a few things that didn't work, and I think all administrators do. But I don't have many negative memories at all of NAU. They're predominantly very positive.
And Reed has had a positive influence on many of the school's faculty members and students. Those students recently honored her with a Golden Axe Award, something she refers to as one of the many highlights of her time at NAU.
Reed will assume her UNCA post on June 15th. Up next in tonight's environmental report, we'll take a tour of a straw house in Flagstaff no big bad wolf could blow down.
And a little later on, we'll take you to Whitesell School, where a children's book illustrator shows off his talents firsthand.
And speaking of showing off, it looks like the weather's going to show off the first couple of days this week. I'll have the details in a few minutes.
Too much trash talking in the NBA leads to fines and suspensions in sports.
Among the highest awards for quality in the world is the Deming Award. Very few manufacturers have ever won one. Ricoh has 2 of them. In fact, Ricoh copiers and fax machines have won every major award for copier and fax quality. So we don't just have a reputation for excellence. We have proof. The name to know, Ricoh.
And in FinCom.
Your hometown Better Buick dealer of Arizona presents the 14995 Century. Big car ride featuring airbag, anti-lock brakes, power windows and locks, cruise and more. 14995
Century. At this price, it gets my stamp of approval.
Come into your hometown Better Buick dealer of Arizona for value and safety you can count on.
This is a reminder to check your Arizona Powerball tickets. Now, even though you may not have won that jackpot, over 100,000 of you have won a prize. Some of you even won $100,000 for matching 5 white balls. So it's important to remember where you put that ticket. Oh, and if for some reason you forgot to buy a ticket, consider this another reminder. Drawings are every Wednesday and Saturday. Boy, this game's really paying off. Arizona Powerball. Why not play today?
Hi, I'm Kate Epstein.
And I'm Kel Kearns.
Wake up with us each weekday morning on Channel 2 News Today.
For the latest local news, sports, weather, and more at 6:30 a.m. on Channel 2.
Well, if your travel plans include going through Denver, don't expect to use the new airport there anytime soon. Today, the mayor of that city announced Denver International Airport's grand opening will be delayed yet again. The $200 million computerized baggage system failed again on Thursday, and some of the nation's largest airlines say they won't use the airport until it's fixed. Denver Mayor Bob Wellington Webb says it would be irresponsible to open the airport before it's ready.
With the baggage system not operating, to fully provide what is expected of the traveling public that comes through Denver, that is a risk that I'm not willing to take.
It will cost Denver $1 million for every day the airport is not open. Well, from building an airport to building a home, it involves a lot of decisions, from financing to location to building materials.
In tonight's environmental report, Carrie Lorette Noonan shows us how some owners are turning away from bricks and wood to straw.
Straw bale houses are more than a whim or a farm kid's game. You can incorporate straw bale construction into a wide variety of floor plans, and you have a lot of options when it comes to building.
In this house, the straw acts as the walls and insulation, the straw with the plaster and stucco covering, and these posts here hold up the roof in the second floor.
Chuck McDougall is looking at options to build a home of his own, and he seriously researched building with straw bales.
One feature that people like with straw homes is the deep window wells that you get because the bales are 24 inches wide.
The straw bales are used for the exterior walls of the house and can be stacked from foundation to roof. But the bales aren't just stacked.
Of course, the straw is pinned together and bolted together with threaded rod and rebar.
As you can see in this workshop video, the bales are spiked and threaded firmly in place and can last as long as a wood house.
Once the bales are stacked and pinned together, they cover it with this wire. It's a expanded metal lath and or a stucco wire or chicken wire. And once this is stapled on or wired on, there's different methods to attach it. It will be covered with stucco or plaster.
Building straw homes can save you on insulation and energy. Straw bales have an insulation factor of R40 to 50. And once the frame is up, you can raise the walls with friends. But a foundation and finish work will still cost you.
It depends on how you go about it. It can be significantly cheaper or about the same as traditional style, depending on your labor, your methods, and so forth.
And no big bad wolf will blow this down. Carrie Lorette Noonan, Channel 2 News.
A demo straw bale house built at Earth Day celebrations in Wheeler Park drew such interest, a group is forming to explore alternative construction ideas. For more information, you can contact Charlie Scully at Green Bear Earthwares. The number is 773-1479.
That's kind of interesting. I never saw that before.
Never been in that kind of house. The weather around northern Arizona is warming up, and Tom Knight will be right along with the forecast.
First, a look at today's closing figures from Wall Street. The Dow Jones Industrials picking up slightly more than 19 points to close at 3701.02.
This isn't your normal automobile commercial. Would you like to have lower payments, a lower interest rate, or save hundreds or thousands of dollars and drive home a new Subaru? I bet you would. We have a very new special program that can do just that. This is no lease or gimmick. If you have a 2-year-old or financed vehicle, are tired of high interest rates, or zero down ads there really aren't, come see us today at Flagstaff Nissan Subaru. We're going to change how you buy your new vehicles forever.
The huge remodeling project at Gandler's Furniture is underway. They're putting up new walls, repainting, putting in a new Lazy Boy gallery. Only one problem. Gandler's can't re-carpet over furniture. The work crews need more room. So Gandler's put the hammer down on prices store-wide. Find massive construction reductions on furniture, recliners, mattresses, and more. Plus, buy with no money down, no interest, and no payments for 6 long months. So if you don't mind a little noise and dust, head for the remodeling sale today at Gandler's Furniture.
You're watching Channel 2 News, Northern Arizona's local news source.
See how easy shopping can be at Flagstaff Mall.
Shop Dillard, Sears, JCPenney, and over 60 specialty stores this Mother's Day.
It is starting to warm up around northern Arizona again. Very nice day today.
That's right. However, we're in that transition period, so it's not going to stay that way throughout the entire week. Don't be fooled.
All right.
I'll be fooled.
Can we put away the snow shovels?
Oh, I'm real hesitant to say that because we can get snow in June. Yeah, we can get snow in June. So it doesn't look like we'll need them anytime soon, though. How's that?
Well, that's good.
Okay. Do we need to put the? Oh.
Put you on the spot, I know.
No fair. Anyway, I'll tell you all about what we are going to be expecting for the rest of this week after we take a look at our weather shot for this evening. This is courtesy of, I don't have the name here, I'm sorry, Katie Sullivan in Flagstaff. She sent us a second aerial shot of Oak Creek Canyon. So thanks a lot for sending that to us, Katie. We really appreciate it. Right now, the skies are partly cloudy. The temperature is 60 degrees, winds are calm, barometric pressure is 30.09 and steady, and the relative humidity 26%. Our high for today, 65 degrees, after an overnight low of 28, which is 2 above and 2 below our normals for this time of year, and they're your records for this date as well. And we didn't receive any precipitation in the last 24 hours. However, for a change, we are above where we should be for this time of year. All right. Excuse me. Let's take a look at the surface map for this evening. Now, there is high pressure out in the eastern part of the country. The problem is that because of those clear skies, they may have some frost and freeze warnings around the Great Lakes tomorrow morning. And some low pressure down by the Gulf of Mexico. Expect some thunder showers and maybe even a few tornadoes to be spawned from that. Back in our section of the country, we are going to come under the influence of high pressure 1 and 2. So even with the passing front, expect the skies to stay mostly clear for the next couple of days. We'll take another look at it on the satellite shot for this afternoon. Now, take a look at this. Clear skies pretty much over Southern California and the Grand Canyon State and over in New Mexico. The nearest low is out here on the Front Range, which is going to be giving of the Rocky Mountains, which will be giving them a few scattered showers. That's about as bad as it gets. We are going to have to worry about this low pressure cell eventually, but eventually in this case doesn't mean until Thursday or Friday. Forecast map for tomorrow, they'll still have widely scattered thunderstorms and rain for much of the southeastern part of the country. Pretty much everywhere else will be clear, and again, a little pocket of some scattered showers around the Front Range of the Rockies, and we don't have anything to worry about for the next couple of days. Forecast looks like we're going to be having some beautiful skies for until the midweek at least. Most of the country tomorrow is going to be in the 60s with pockets of 50s here and there, except way down south. 70s, 80s, and some 90s, particularly over in the desert southwest. We're going to go from the 50s to the 90s. Take a closer look at it On the forecast, overnight lows for the state, expect the skies to stay mostly clear this evening. Now, there will be a chance of maybe some winds throughout the evening, but that'll be about as bad as it's going to get. 20s through the 50s. Look at that range for the northern plateau, but that's because of the individual areas are going to have different densities of air. So there's a possibility everywhere from the 20s to the 50s, thank you, Renee, and 30s and 40s in the central regions. Expect 60s and maybe even a few high 50s for the overnight lows in the deserts. Highs for tomorrow, skies will be mostly sunny up in the northern regions and the central areas. The deserts, however, can expect almost completely sunny skies with no clouds to speak of for the next couple of days. 60s and 70s up north, 60s, 70s, and maybe some 80s for the central regions and 90s in the deserts. Let's go from region to region for your Northland forecast. The Northeast Plateau, a little warmer and mostly sunny. Holbrook will see 75 degrees. You can expect mid to high 70s pretty much everywhere. Northwest Plateau, mostly clear, slightly higher temperatures. Grand Canyon 64 and some 70s will show up tomorrow as well. The Northwest deserts continued sunny and almost hot. You're not going to break 100, but it's going to get awfully close there. We'll see some mid 90s for highs tomorrow. In the central basins, mostly clear and a little warmer, with Sedona seeing 81 degrees, 70s and 80s for the highs everywhere else. And this evening along the rim, fair but cold, and Flagstaff's overnight low 30 degrees. An extended forecast for Flagstaff, clearing out a little warmer for the next couple of days, increasing winds by the time we get to Thursday, but let's not worry about that right now. We should expect highs to be in the mid to upper 60s for Tuesday and Wednesday. Then on Thursday, as that next system moves in, temperatures will start to drop, and they're going to drop fast. Increasing winds on Thursday down to 60, and then much cooler on Friday down to 52. So we're going to drop in big chunks of 9 and 8 degrees when we get to the end of the week.
Is this one of those weekend things again? Or?
Yeah, it looks like it, and I'm going to get in trouble, and you guys know why, considering what this weekend is for here at Channel 2. Right. So I'll work on that and see what I can do to make it a little better.
Okay. All right, thanks Tom.
Coming up, Phil Buehler will look at a part of the NBA called trash talking. And up 2-0 in their series, the Suns look to finish off the Warriors.
I'm Keith Jackson with Aspen Hill Hospital. Did you know that mental illness is more easily treated than heart or lung disease? But unlike other diseases, mental illness and its victims can end up shrouded in silence and depression. It really is okay to talk about mental illness and seek help, because silence is no treatment. For more information, contact your local mental health organization or call Aspen Hill Hospital at 1-800-345-2228. Don't be afraid to break the silence.
Howdy Flagstaff, I'm Annie from Diamond Dodge Chrysler Plymouth on Schweitzer Canyon. Diamond wants to be your car dealer and we know what you want. Selection. At Diamond, we're committed to giving Northern Arizona the finest selection of minivans, new Ram trucks, and affordable cab-forward Neons. Quality service. We're hiring the most able technicians available and giving them constant training in product and smiling. Low prices. At Diamond, every new vehicle is sold on our 1-2-3 pricing policy. Stay tuned for details. Remember, Diamond is your best friend.
They're young children. They come from good homes, and they all share a common bond. Their fathers want to become women. On the next Maury Povich Show, we're trying to help kids deal with their father's new identity.
Because the people that they're laughing at is my parent.
How does a child cope when his dad wants to be something else? Hear their stories and find out if they can remain a family on the next Maury Povich Show.
The Maury Povich Show, tomorrow at 4 on Channel 2.
The stars are back on NBC. Yeah, the stars are back on NBC.
Phil's here now with sports. You went down to the game yesterday. Pretty fun.
Yeah, a lot of fun for everybody. I think everybody left satisfied. Certainly, anytime the Suns win, it's a good day for fans in Arizona. Phoenix Suns certainly like their first-round playoff situation much more than last season when they trailed 2 games to none. The Suns have their brooms poised for a sweep of Golden State following yesterday's Game 2 victory. 117-111 was the final margin. The Suns shooting a dismal 37% in the first half, but they only trailed by 3 points in the second half. The shots started to fall, and the defensive intensity picked up. The Suns went on runs of 13-3 and 10-2, while Kevin Johnson scored a career playoff high of 38 points. He got some help from Charles Barkley with 20 and Dan Marley with 17. The Suns can close out the series Wednesday night in Oakland.
Yeah, we want to do it right away. We know it's going to be tough. We don't want them to get any wind whatsoever. We want to go in there and finish the job, but we know it's going to be a very difficult thing to do. So, you know, all we have to do is go in there and play hard and play our type of basketball game, and if we win, great. You know, if we don't, we got to get to the next one.
We're very narrow-minded right now. Our objective is to close it out in 3. We wanted to be 2-0 going up into Golden State with a chance to close it out.
Game 3 Wednesday night in Oakland. Game 4 if necessary. Of course, that is only if the Warriors win on Friday. And then should the Warriors win both games in Oakland, Game 5 would be Sunday back at the America West Arena in Phoenix. A weekend of fighting in the NBA playoffs has cost 4 players suspensions and fines. Miami's Keith Askins and Grant Long, in Atlanta's Doug Edwards, and San Antonio's Dennis Rodman all received at least 1 game suspensions. Much of it stems from escalated trash talking, something there's been a lot of between the Suns and the Warriors. Trash talking is as much a part of the NBA as the three-point shot, and no team is better at it than the youthful Golden State Warriors.
It's unfortunate they talk as much as they do, but they're young. They don't know any better.
And it's a product of being young, you know, and they have a young team. They're very good, and they know they're very good, and it's just something that's a part of being young.
While many players think it's just part of the competitive fire and adrenaline from the game, the league doesn't want it to get out of hand.
No trash frowning. You know, I guess you can't frown up, or you can't, you know, change your looks. You know, for some reason. Well, you know, he thought that, you know, something was going on, nothing was going on there. Just dunked the ball. You know, it's an intimidation factor when you do look at him. But I didn't know. It was a point, if you look at them too hard, they stare down. You know, our trash talking has never been to a point where we're coming to blows or we're pushing each other or getting physical like they were in Atlanta. I think that wasn't really trash talking situation. That was somebody fouling somebody too hard and to the extreme.
Saturday night's brawl in Atlanta is exactly what too much talking can lead to. 3 players were ejected, while on the same day, Dennis Rodman's mouth got him an early ejection against Utah.
When guys are just, you know, talking trash to get the game intense and holding on their home court and their pride, it's different. I think those trash talkers should be allowed.
The refs are a little on edge, and they don't want things to get out of control. So, you know, there's always be talking, but not much more than there has been before.
Now, Charles Barkley has said part of the reason for trash talking is a lack of respect from the younger players. Charles can't even get the respect of his own teammates, including Oliver Miller.
I think obviously our defensive intensity. Hey, oh, you can't do it. All these people here, man. We're on TV. Hey.
Y'all better move your mics. Early championship, baby. Early championship. Don't mess with me.
It's all fun and games. Somebody got an eye put out.
All right, college basketball's big dog has decided to get off the front porch and run with the really big hounds of the NBA. Purdue's Glenn Robinson announced he will forego his final year of eligibility to enter the upcoming NBA draft. Robinson was college basketball's player of the year. He led the nation in scoring with 30 points a game and also led the Big Ten in rebounding with 10 a game. The announcement came at his high school in Gary, Indiana. He's expected to be the top pick in the draft.
The reason why I'm leaving Purdue is because I'm in a unique situation. A lot of people don't get a chance to, don't have this opportunity to go into the draft and possibly be a lottery pick or maybe even the #1 draft choice.
All right, I don't even think maybe #1 draft choice for Glenn Robinson. Definitely #1. The draft just got bolstered and all these NBA executives just went, whew, thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, Bill. Straight ahead, we'll take you out to Weitzel School, where the kids are learning that illustrating children's books isn't child's play. And we'll also treat you to the sounds of the Coconino County Community Orchestra.
Nobody else has my head. Nobody else has my heart. Nobody else has my mother. Nobody else has my morning. Nobody else has my thighs.
Johnson & Johnson Health Management has created a unique, personalized weight loss program. It's based on your life. It's available now at Nutrisystem.
Nobody else is me.
I'd like to introduce you to our new program. Join us for 30 days at $29 plus the cost of meals.
Hi, I'm Terry Markson from Terrell's. In 1894,
Percival Lowell chose Mars Hill just above Flagstaff as a site for this beautiful observatory. Now, almost 100 years later, you can still take part in the wonder of discovery if you visit Lowell Observatory. It's another hometown Flagstaff tradition that Terrell is proud to be part of. Come visit us at Terrell Chevrolet Buick Mazda Geo. You'll discover a down-to-earth Flagstaff dealer with honest value and real hometown pride.
I'm Sandy Newton for NBC Primetime Tonight. First at 8/7 Central, catch an all-new Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
I'm gonna go sleep with Mom and Dad. Careful Uncle Phil doesn't roll over on you again.
Then Blossom is back on Mondays with an all-new episode.
Come on, it'll be great. Oh!
Tell you what's horrifying, that pointy bra Janet Leigh is wearing.
Followed by a Monday night world premiere, inspired by a true story. Dee Wallace Stone stars with Wonder Years' Danica McKellar in Moment of Truth, Cradle of Conspiracy.
I'm gonna take care of everything, okay?
Parents are gonna hate me, I just know it.
I said I'd take care of everything.
A young man is seducing teenage girls, then selling their babies. But one mother will fight for her grandchild and for justice.
You mean our grandchild's going to be sold to the highest bidder?
Not if we can get to your daughter in time. But we have to move fast.
Tonight, don't miss an all-new Fresh Prince and Blossom. Then Moment of Truth, Cradle of Conspiracy. All on NBC Primetime Tonight.
Tonight's news is brought to you by Infincom, guaranteeing service response time anywhere throughout northern Arizona.
We're looking at the Coconino County Community College Orchestra as they prepare for their final concert of the season. The orchestra is playing tomorrow night at Sonoma High School's auditorium. The group will perform works by Beethoven, Brahms, Mozart, as well as an original composition from orchestra member Paul Romo. Concert gets underway at 7:30, and Price is Right, it's free. Illustrating children's books may sound like a fun job, but it's not quite as easy as it might seem.
Today, students at Whitesville Elementary School got a first-hand look at the process. Compliments of one very talented man. More now from Kate Epstein.
One fine day, the desert was full of springtime magic.
And so begins The Tortoise and the Jackrabbit, the latest book illustrated by Jim Harris, and a book these Whitesville Elementary students got a sneak preview of. Harris has been drawing since he was just a kid. Now he's passing on his passion to another generation.
I like to teach the kids how to draw. I wanted to show them exactly what it's like to be an illustrator and show them how much fun I have doing the books that they read.
Books like Mother Goose and the Mountain Lion and The Three Little Javelinas, which incidentally Whitesville students performed on stage not too long ago.
I like the characters, and I like when the coyote jumps out and he looks like a puffy cloud.
Thanks to Harris, students now know what goes into making their favorite pictures look the way they do.
You splatter it, and that makes it look like brown a little bit.
Harris managed to keep his audience interested with seemingly little effort, and by the time his presentation and his latest creation were complete, it was clear the students were impressed.
You have to take a lot of practice to be an artist, and that, you know, you have to take your time to draw stuff unless you can do it really well.
But Harris reminds people painting and drawing aren't just for professionals. He says art and creativity are vital for everyone.
The people that are creative learn to be creative solving any kind of problem, not just art, but any kind of problem, and that's how you succeed in life.
Kate Epstein, Channel 2 News.
Harris's latest book, The Tortoise and the Jackrabbit, will hit bookstores next fall, and I've read The Three Little Javelinas. Great book, great pictures.
Great pictures?
Great pictures.
All right,
That does it for the Channel 2 News at 6 o'clock.
We'll see you back here at 10. Thanks very much for watching.
This has been a presentation of Channel 2 News, Northern Arizona's local news source.